Like Pearl, I can entertain you with the help of Cher. Paulie believes in his uncle's big butt and love. He believes in his uncle with. When we were kids, we just make up nonsensical stuff to make fun of my father and use songs of the day to do it. And I said I was going to do that instead of singing the actual songs, because if I sing the actual songs, the actual words, somebody comes along and steals ownership of the video. So why did I pick that one? Because I think that's the first song I ever heard that had that iTunes effect in it. And you hear it so much nowadays, and stuff that the kids listen to where I work. I swear, the next big thing in the music industry is going to be old songs iTunes. Could you imagine "Faithfully" by Journey? Nah, Steve, I can't really, but I can't. But Steve Perry, one of the most awesome singing voices ever. Apparently, he's not good enough for today's music executives who are still trying to line their pockets with even more money. Well, I don't want this to be too long. I just want to briefly mention I saw a couple of movies with. We had a little movie visit with my sister and my brother-in-law. We watched one my sister recommended, the Ron Clark story starring Matthew Perry, which I had never seen. My sister described it as Dangerous Minds for younger kids, grade school instead of high school. I wouldn't go as far as that, but it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I thought while watching it they were going to turn Matthew Perry's character into a straight up beta simp, and a third word I can't say on YouTube. Until that one scene where he grabs a woman, kisses her, and then goes on with his day. Then it's like, okay, the guy gets a thumbs up from me. But anyways, the whole movie was good. I mean, Matthew Perry was acting was good and everything. There was one scene, well, not even a scene, just one line where I went, "That's Chandler Bing." And I can't even remember. I just saw it the one time, and I thought about putting the disc in and finding it for this video, but I don't have time for that. I work 2 jobs. I barely have time to make this video. But anyways, I can't even remember what the line was, but I just remember there was one line in the whole frickin' movie where I went, "That's Chandler Bing." But it was a good movie. I was actually impressed with the real guy, the real life guy, this Ron Clark. Apparently, my sister and brother-in-law never watched the special features on their DVD, but I was prompted to watch it, and I watched it. And the guy started his own school and everything. Oh, good for him. Sounds like a real good teacher. And after all that, after going through my father's storage, that's what I'm going to talk a little bit on this video about too. My brother-in-law got the key to a storage that my father had. We watched, I needed a mental break, so I didn't want to watch anything complicated. So we watched The Cat from Outer Space, which I happen to have on VHS. The only thing I'm going to say about this, Roddy McDowall, I guess he was a funny man of the day. I don't know. I have no idea what year it came out because Disney doesn't like to put copyright dates on their stuff for some reason. Anyways, I find it annoying, but this movie basically has the same ending as Mac and Me and Short Circuit 2. They make the cat a citizen of the United States. Whoopee! I'll always have a soft spot for Mac and Me and Short Circuit are associated with my childhood, but I totally get the why people make fun of Mac and Me because it's straight up. But I'll always have a soft spot for Short Circuit too. Bastards tried to kill them or don't even. No, stop, please, I'm alive. The acting in it is pretty good too. That's probably why. Anyway, moving on. So my father's storage. Yeah. We went in there. We left the bed. They could donate that to a freaking... I don't think he even slept in that bed. I think he slept in that couch. That's why that couch in the living room was always so Nasty. I don't think he even ever slept in that bed in all the years he lived in that apartment anyways. The mattress was still wrapped up in plastic. They can give that to a shelter. The dog kennel, they can give that to an animal shelter. The two lamps that my father thinks are worth a gazillion dollars, they give that to the Goodwill. And the bag of clothes they can put in the garbage. We kept just like, we found pictures, family pictures, including one of my great-grandfather, Michael, same name as me, Michael Perlak, a wagon wheel maker from Krakow, Poland. There, my great-grandfather, Michael Perlak, wagon wheel maker in Krakow, Poland. More on him later in the video. He also had a box of VHS tapes, including Christmas, 1984, 1987, 1988. So we were happy to get that stuff back. Just like my father, the essence of my father's relationship with his mother was, I want this and I want that, and she just did whatever to oblige him, including bailing him out and paying his fine so he didn't have to do the time for the crime of child abuse, which he was convicted of. My relationship with him, the essence of my relationship with my father is one of humor and tolerance. Put it nicely. But there were a tote of paperwork. And I swear, this guy must have kept every piece of mail he ever got. Most of it was unopened credit card statements. $6.07. So next time I see my sister, I'll give her $3.04. She could have the extra penny. And say, here's your half of Dad's life savings. There was a phone charger in there, which, to my pleasant surprise, is usable with my phone. So whoopee, I got an extra phone charger. But I don't think that smartphone, he had a smartphone, government issued, no doubt. The boy barely knew how to use it. He's lucky he was able to make a call with it and look at pictures, and he always would need help, other people to help him with his pictures. All he had on there was a picture of his dog anyways. But a lot of the paperwork and mail stopped in 2014. That's when he really started losing it. he was ongoing as him losing it most of his life, but that's when it really started. All right, well that's that with that. So we're still going through stuff, and when they come visit, we'll go through some more stuff and let's see what's what. But that's basically the gist of it, the bulk of it. So the other thing I want to do for this journal entry is talk about what's going on in the news, in the world. Well, California wanted America to be a country with no oil companies. Well, as a state, they got their wish. They will be completely dependent on foreign oil going forward. Good luck financially, California. Good luck. Omar cries race, IST, and blames Trump when questions get too tough for her. Reminds me of high school. I went to a dominantly black high school. I would say between 60 and 70% black, probably 10% white, and the rest other, Hispanic and other. But I remember on occasion to see a student who has an academic struggle or just doesn't think the rules apply to them, and they'd cry racist. It happened. It happened. I was a witness to it on occasion. It would come up. Okay, I guess we'll give a few seconds of silence for the Sydney people. Just a few seconds. My videos always have a few seconds of silence anyway, so add up all the few seconds of silence in all my past videos, and then you get a full minute of silence for the people in Sydney. And Chile. Chile's Trump won the presidency. A gentleman known as Jose Antonio Cast. Yep, it's happening all over, not just in South America, but all over the world, not just in Chile, but Mecca, make Europe great again. Yeah, power's rising more and more over there. Although I think because of Western influence, Europe will be the last. Europe is going to suffer the most. Europe is already suffering the most. To which I can say, all I can say as an American citizen is, sorry, the greed of my leaders have decided that their pockets are more important than freedom and humanity. No, the leaders of my country, America, up until this point, have decided that their pockets and more for them is more important. Speaking of self-benefit, Mandani made his intentions with New York clear. He wants New York to be a city of criminals, where no-name citizens will pay for their criminality. Yep, if you're a member of the working class or even a retiree, yep, your 401k's gone, your retirement savings gone, because Mandani needs that money. Need that money to support the criminals. All the new citizens, criminal citizens in the state of New York. They want to crack down on the sanctuary city thing even more. Just like California has made itself a state that is now going to be completely and totally dependent on foreign oil. New York State future is now dependent completely and totally on foreign ideology, with King Mandani at the helm, at the top. King Mandani in New York City. Yep, foreign ideology will dominate what happens in New York going forward. Glad I don't live there. What else exciting has been going on in our world? Oh, that Wisconsin judge was convicted. That's some good news. Yeah, that Wisconsin judge was convicted. You know, that woman, the one who helped illegals by letting them live in her house. She finally got convicted. She got the misdemeanor she was found not guilty on the misdemeanor, but she was found guilty on the felony. Of course, she's going to appeal, and there's all that, but I'm reminded of that episode of All in the Family where the judge tells Archie, it's all part of the price we pay so that all of us can live in freedom. And if you're not ticked off already, go ahead and watch that video of that Somalian guy saying, yeah, you white people, you go to work and you pay your taxes so I can stay home and relax. You see the video? That Somalian dude talking that smack? Yeah. And we'll see what happens when Trump wants to be the president who eliminates a federal income tax. I am convinced Trump wants to be the president who eliminates federal income tax. State, there will still continue to be state income tax, but not federal going forward. And the Chicago government is collapsing because, Mayor Brandon Johnson ran out of other people's money, to use to push their narrative. They're using other people's money, and what happened? Well, all the businesses with all the money are leaving. Chevron was one of them. They left Chicago, took the jobs with them. When that happens, what you got left is a ghost town, empty buildings, breeding ground for socialism. Yeah. There you go. That's what they want, I guess. Glad I don't live there. But other people's money, that was a play. I actually, in school, I actually had to do a monologue from that play. There was a movie, too. Danny DeVito was starring in it. But I remember my monologue, yeah. Amen. Amen. You say amen after you hear a prayer. What you heard was a prayer. When you hear a prayer, you say amen and you sip a little wine. Talking about, the reality of business, basically. Talk about wagon wheel makers. Yeah, my grandfather, great-great-grandpa Michael Fairlack. I bet he made the best damn wagon wheel you ever saw. Unfortunately, the demand for wagon wheels went down a bit. They don't sell wagon wheels to the extent that they used to. I told you my great-grandfather, Michael Fairlack, was going to come up again in the video. This company is dead. I didn't kill it. It was dead when I got here. I had to do that monologue for school once. But I haven't seen that movie in years, though, with Danny DeVito. I'll have to try to find it and watch it. I don't know if I have that one or not. But anyways, back to Mayor Johnson. Yeah, so he ran out of other people's money to push his narrative. So what's he doing now? What is Mayor Brandon Johnson in Chicago's solution? What he's preaching in his speeches. What is his solution? We're going to find the remaining businesses in this city. We're going to find them for creating jobs. The last few remaining businesses are going to pay, according to Mayor Brandon Johnson. Oh, yeah, they're going to find those businesses, I guess, for creating jobs. I mean, I guess it makes sense in a leftist brainwashed brain. Those evil businessmen and those evil businesses, they got all the money in the world. How dare they make jobs? How dare they make jobs and fuel the economy? How dare they? Don't they know in time all will bow before the holy and righteous liberal socialist government? This is your future. If you live in New York and Chicago, this is your future, folks. Enjoy. Oh, God, 17 minutes. Okay, that's going to affect the views, but whatever. Mike Perlack, thank you for your time.